Here, YouTube, making another video here of a cost of product for me. I've done this a couple of times on my channel. I've gotten some comments, a lot of them especially on my other Generac generator cost. And I want to emphasize in this video that this is cost for me here in Northeast Florida, okay? So please refrain from any comments about how it's different over in Texas or in Kentucky. You were told something different or whatever, okay? This is me, Northeast Florida, in my county. You know, different rules apply for different places, okay? So now that we got that out of the way, I've had five or six different companies come out over the past 6 months and all give me estimates on solar. And I believe this is probably the most expensive quote I've gotten yet. But they actually contacted me because they said there's these new government programs that have incentives and whatnot. And this is what it is. No money down. You know, the way they market this thing is basically you're not going to be paying any more money than you are now on your current light bill, and you're going to be putting it into solar, which is a good investment on your house. It'll increase your property value and all this, that, and the other. So they make it sound like, you know, basically you'd be a fool not to jump on this offer. So let me take you through the process of what I went through, and let me show you how this is actually a complete farce, and it's not anything what they say it's going to be. So what you do is you start off with, you know, getting them your light bills and everything. Okay, and they average them out. So my house, it averages out to be $260 a month. You know, this is roughly. And for 12 months, you know, this is what I'm going to be paying a year for electricity. Over 25 years, which is the length of the term of the loan, I'll be paying $78,000 to my current electrical provider for electricity, $78,000. Now they start telling you about how much, literally tens of thousands of dollars you're going to save by going solar. And I'll show you how they tell you about this. So, you know, first of all, you don't get none of this paper. Okay, I did this myself because they brought it to me on the computer screen. This is all e-sign documents. They want you to just hurry up and just agree to this and flip, flip, flip. I didn't see none of this. I saw a completely different screen on this guy's computer that he had with these numbers on it. So the number he had was this is going to be the total cost of the system. And there was a government incentive that I was going to get that was going to be this much money. And whenever I give them that much money, it's going to drop the total cost of the system down to roughly about this. And that's what I'm going to be paying. So look at that. $49,000 versus, you know, $78,000. Man, that's a no-brainer, right, guys? I mean, you'd be crazy not to sign this thing. I'm wasting money right now by not signing it. Well, like I said, I told him, you know, I've been snookered in the past. I didn't tell him that, but I've been taken advantage of in the past, back in 2017 when I got my van. Same kind of tactics. The salesman had his own separate, you know, deal he was working on over there with all these different numbers. And basically I ended up paying $13,000 more for my van than what I agreed to. But anyways, that's where I learned a valuable lesson. It doesn't matter what the salesman tells you. Okay, he can tell you any lie in the world that he wants to get you to sign that contract. And I know this already because I've already talked to a lawyer a long time ago when I got it taken advantage of by my van. Because here's the problem. This salesman can tell you whatever he wants to tell you at all, because that's not provable in the court of law. That's all that'll be considered as hearsay. This is the real actual numbers. This is what you look at before you sign your name on that dotted line. So, you know, that's all they care about. That's all the judge cares about. They don't care about what the salesman told you. They don't care about what lie they told you. This is why you have to look at this yourself. So I told them, hold, slow down a minute. Let's actually look over this and see what it says, okay? So here's the actual truth, okay? This is the cost of the system, okay? I'm going to have it financed through this company. This is the APR. Over 25 years, this is how much money in just interest they're going to be charging me. And then this will be the total payment. By the time I'm all said and done and I own the system, this is what I'm going to be paying. Okay? So over 25 years, I could either be paying this or I could be paying that. This is a lot cheaper. But then it doesn't even end there. Okay, now here's the kind of trickery. Now I know, this whole government incentive thing is new. Okay, and that's why I wanted to make this video. So I looked into how does this actually work. Okay, so that government government incentive payment, this loan company wants this money. That's what they told me, that I have to pay this to them in 15 months. Okay. So you saw my average light bill was $260. The cost of this solar system was going to be roughly $265. We'll round it up to $265. Okay, I wasn't too bothered by $5 extra, thinking that this is what I was going to be paying. Okay. But then you look at this, look, it's only 15 months worth of payments. The remainder of the loan, the payment is this much. Unless, you see this E, this means estimate, okay? So how could I keep my monthly payment this amount right here? Well, it says it right here, the payment schedule, okay? It is written assuming that the borrower, which is me, does not make the incentive payment, defined as below. We'll go over that. Within the first 15 monthly installment payments. Okay? So, it says right here, the incentive payment is this amount of money right here. And I looked this up. This is a incentive by the federal government. And basically, what it is they will credit my yearly tax bill. They will give me a credit in this amount. Okay, they're not going to write you a check and mail it to you, which is what the salesman makes it sound like. Makes it sound like the government's giving me this money. He didn't say specifically they're going to mail me a check, but that's the way they kind of present it. The government is going to give me this money, and I'm going to give this money to the loan company within the first 15 months. Well, like I said, this is a credit on your yearly tax bill. So let's just, for easy, numbers sake, let's just say that you pay $6,000 a year in federal taxes. Well, if you've got this positive balance on your taxes, basically you're going to wipe out your future tax bill for the next 3 years. Okay, that's all it's going to do. Is you're not going to get a check from Uncle Sam. It's not going to be direct deposited to your bank account. You will not be getting this money. So now you've got to come up with this money and give it to them within the first 15 payments in order to keep your payments at or around this figure. If not, it will jump up to this figure. So what does that mean? So that means, first of all, if we take the $265, the normal monthly payment, times 15 months, this is what we get. In 15 months, we'll have paid $3,795. Now, we have to add the money for that incentive. Plus our normal monthly payment comes out to $22,585 in 15 months. So that breaks down to you're going to have to pay them $1,505 per month in order to, after 15 months, have your loan. I hope I say this right because it's called reamortization. Okay, so after 15 months, if you pay them that final amount right there, $22,585, then they will reamortize the loan one time so that your payment stays at this amount. Now, it's been a little while, been quite a few years since I've done calculations on APRs and all that. I would imagine they're going to have to decrease the APR in order to do that because the principal amount you borrow will never change no matter what they do. And that's why I think getting your loan refinanced is a waste of time. I've done videos on that too, so I'm not even going to get into that. But just know that the amount you borrow from the bank is never going to change no matter what they tell you. That is hard cash that you took out a loan for. So the only thing that can be decreased is your APR. Okay? But still, even at the end of the day, you're still going to have a finance charge, and it's still going to be more than this. So maybe you'll only pay $98,000, $90,000. I don't know. But whatever it is, it's still going to be more than if I was to just keep my current electrical service. So, I hope I explained it good enough. I hope you just take your time and read. Don't let them pressure you into electronically signing anything. Because here's the problem. Once you sign it, you're done. You're done. You're done at that point. You are on the hook for this loan. You own it for the next 25 years. Plus, there's all kinds of other things in here that I found that I had questions about, like, okay, this is 25 years, okay, this loan. One of the sections on my roof is a flat roof, and it's got rolled asphalt on it, okay, and I've already been told by a roofer, friend of mine, that sometime within the next 10 years, I'm probably going to have that redone. Well, there's this whole thing is a contract, and it says in here, I don't remember where, I'm not going to waste your time trying to look for it, but it says in here that if you have to have any roof repairs done, you have to get in contact with this company. You cannot just call a third-party solar company to come disconnect your panels and take them off the roof. You can't do it yourself. None of that stuff. You have to call these people back or you'll be in violation of your contract. Another thing, the workmanship and the panels themselves are covered, but the panels and the related equipment is not covered in case of things like weather. So it's up to me to get my homeowner's insurance to add a policy that covers my new solar panels, and I have to have insurance on them. It states that in here too. I can't find it quick. I'm not going to waste your time. Oh, required insurance right here. Goes over it. So that's other things they don't tell you about. These are all increased costs that are not talked about and not mentioned that you have to add into the factor. Is it going to be cheaper or more than this? So, and I'm on the high end of the scale, folks. I've got a large family. I'm in an older house that's not really that efficient. A lot of people's light bill is probably only going to be about half of this per month. Now, in the same respect, they're only going to need about half the size solar system that I need as well. But, you know, it's still, if it works out to be higher for me, it's probably going to be worked out higher for you. Now, another thing that they don't talk about is you have to check with your local, electric company that you're getting your service from, because the way this system works, this was not a what they call battery backup. So it only runs during the day. At nighttime, you're pulling off the grid. But what happens is during the day, your system is overproducing. It's always producing at its fullest amount. So let's just say, during the day, your system produces 100 kilowatt hours. Okay. But you actually only used 50 kilowatt hours. Well, now you're going to get a credit for 50 kilowatt hours from your electric company. And this is what you will use while your system is not producing. Now, I'm lucky in my area because my power company matches kilowatt hour for kilowatt hour. Now, what I mean by that is where I'm at, I pay 15 cents per kilowatt hour. That's what I'm charged. So if my system produces that and puts it back into the grid, I will get a matching credit for 1 kilowatt hour for 15 cents. But that's not everywhere. Some jurisdictions, the power company sets the price. Instead of giving, they may charge you 15 cents for a kilowatt hour, but if you produce a kilowatt hour and put it back into the grid, they might only pay you 3 cents for kilowatt hour. And they have the right to do that. So even though it's the same electricity, it's the same amount of electricity, they're not even paying you what they charge. So you have to be careful, because you could pay all this money to get this solar system and you might still have a light bill. So that would really suck, to be paying for this solar system for 25 years. And the whole reason why you're doing it is so you don't have a light bill anymore. And then you end up having to have a light bill. So I'm calling off the search. I'm not going to listen to any more salesmen. This by far is the highest estimate I've received for solar for my house. I don't see it getting any cheaper. These government incentives are brand new. And to me, it just seems like they're just using it as another marketing tool to try to make money. Because you know what? Somebody's going to be making some good money off of me. Look at that. 25 years, they're going to make basically, $49,000 off of me. That's a pretty good chunk of change. So that's it. Just wanted to show you guys, now, if I had the money laying around and I could buy this system outright without a payment, then that would be spectacular. Now, in that instance, I would be saving money, because this would be the cost of the system. There wouldn't be any finance charges, and that's what I would be paying in 25 years for electricity. And that cost right there is at current, fuel prices and whatnot. But also, I don't have any of the cost of, increased insurance rates and all that other stuff. I don't know what that is right now, because to me, there's not any point in looking into it any further. But just wanted to bring that to you. This is solar cost for me. This is Northeast Florida. This is what it costs. And to me, it's just not worth it. Have a good one.